Are you ready to see how I've lowered my solo camping pack weight? If so, then come with me.
A big shout out to whoever likes, comments and shares on this channel.
Learning from a legend during my recent first summit wild camping trip to the lakes, it was clear and evident I overpacked. I listened to all the tips and tricks, and I've honed in on my kit and drastically reduced my pack size and weight, whilst not sacrificing comfort. If you're interested to see how I've gone from this to this, please do keep watching. It wouldn't be right not to say thank you again to Paul, a Cumbrian lad outdoors, for sharing with me his vast knowledge and experiences that have led to this video. Thanks, Paul, and for all your continued support. The first thing I learned was my pack size. Do I really need a 65-liter pack for an overnight stay? The answer to this is no. I have now dropped pack size to a 36-liter pack, which in turn has already saved grams regarding the total pack base weight. Using some space-saving tricks, I've actually managed to get all my kit in this new pack, including winter wear. This decision was definitely the right one. The next thing I looked at was my choice of tent. I hauled up 702 meters of Hilleberg Alac 2, which weighed roughly 3.3 kilograms with the footprint. Personally, for me, a tent footprint is not optional. It's vital for any tent where one is available. The question here was, did I need this big of a tent? The answer to this is probably no. I have now switched to a one-man tent and will be using such going forward. The Hilleberg Solo is smaller and lighter than the Alac 2, and in all honesty, it can handle the same weather conditions. This has now saved me well over a kilogram in packed base weight. Using space-saving techniques, I learned to put the pegs accessible inside the rolled-up tent. The poles could even be packed this way too. Next up is actually an addition to my kit, which I overlooked on my first summit camp. After listening to advice, I have now included my trekking poles. The poles don't add to the pack weight, as for the best part of any hiking ascents or descents, the poles will be used and carried. Trekking poles add great value to hiking, especially on the uphills or downs. They add great stability when crossing rivers on rocks, among other things. They support your legs and back and make the whole hike that little bit easier. I'll definitely be using my set for the next hike. I moved on to my camp kitchen next, along with future meals and eating options. Historically, I would take a pan, packs of bacon, or sausages with buns, snacks, and other things. Also, my drinking water bottle for the hike has also now been swapped out for a lighter bottle. I've kept the lighter Soto Windmaster stove, but now paired it with the OEX pot. Even though my small Toaks titanium pot was lighter than the OEX pot, it is not big enough to accommodate boil and bag meals. Inside the pot, I can now space save and fit the stove, gas canister, and wipes. As you can see, my whole kitchen cooking and utensils are now compactly stored and saving me weight. I took a bigger gas canister to the summit too, but really for one night, we only need a smaller, lighter canister. All of the mentioned has drastically saved me weight and space within my new pack. Going forward regarding meals on solo overnight camps, I'll be using home-cooked boil in bags meals. This was suggested to me by Paul, and it's a truly great way to save weight in your food cell, and a lot of money. When we look at dehydrated meals or bought boil and bag meals, the prices are far too high in my opinion for what you actually get. It was suggested to me purchase a heat sealer. This one here cost me 11 quid from the TikTok shop and some Mylar food bags. Simply cook up some great scrawn at home, fill the bag, heat sealer, and freeze until you're ready for your next adventure. These pre-cooked boil and bag meals now eradicate taking other condiments like cooking oil, sauces, and various other snacks. Again, you only need a single spork, no pans or cutlery sets, plates or cooking items. This choice and advice has saved money, space, and weight in my pack. Personally, I would say a great change to my setup. Moving on to my electrical bag, medical and toolkits, I have saved base pack weight and space by compacting essentials and removing items which are simply not needed. I have purchased a new Featherlight power bank, sufficient enough to charge my phone. I have removed my huge and extremely heavier bank, and the weight saved here is enormous. My med kit and essentials have been condensed into one bag with my electricals. Remove the med pack, other electrical and non-essentials, saving space and weight. Removing packs and other items, now having only one pouch for all my electrical, medical and essential tools has added organization and saved weight. Why carry something and have things all over your pack if you don't need them? I would say it will really pay off having things in one place and having a total lighter arrangement. Moving on, what I was already using before my recent trip was a pack liner. I highly recommend using one. It gives great options for storing things inside your pack. Plus, it's a fully waterproof liner. It promises to keep your gear dry in a sudden downpour. The pack liner lets you literally stuff everything in your pack, eliminating the need to carry extra pouches and bags that your gear originally comes in. Although not a huge weight saver, you can clearly see how many bags I've removed from my setup here. If you use dry sacks and sleeping bag sacks, they tend to give a bulky, bigger overall packed size. Finally, before we finish on the time lapse of packing all my gear away, the last few items to note. I have now removed the chair. This was not used last trip, and unless it's a banker warm day, it won't be taken. I have now attached a super light sit mat, which seems to be the best option going forward. It saves weight, space, and still gives you an option for outdoor seating. I switched out my heavier Flexdale pillow and now included my lighter Rab Stratosphere pillow. I've space saved and rolled this up in my sleep pad. Why not check out one of our other channel videos? Oh, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.